Good evening, boys and girls. I wonder if you know what the magic word is. If you were a witch or a wizard and you were trying to cast a spell, what is the magic word? Do you know? Abracadabra. I need you to remember that because you've got to help Winnie the Witch cast some spells in this story. This is called Winnie the Witch, and it's by Valerie Thomas and Corky Paul. Winnie the Witch lived in a black house in the forest. The house was black on the outside and black on the inside. The carpets were black, the chairs were black, the bed was black, and it had black sheets and blankets. Even the bath was black. Winnie lived in her black house with her cat Wilbur. He was black too, and that is how the trouble began. When Wilbur sat on a chair with his eyes open, Winnie could see him. She could see his eyes anyway. But when Wilbur closed his eyes and went to sleep, Winnie couldn't see him at all, and so she sat on him. Oops. When Wilbur sat on the carpet with his eyes open, Winnie could see him. She could see his eyes anyway. But when Wilbur closed his eyes and went to sleep, Winnie couldn't see him at all. Oh, so she tripped over him. Uh-oh. One day, after a nasty fall, Winnie decided something had to be done. You can see, look, there's Wilbur up at the top of the stairs, and Winnie's gone, boom, and she's lying at the bottom of the stairs. That's a very nasty fall. She picked up her magic wand, she waved it once and said, Abracadabra! Wilbur was a black cat no longer. He was now bright green. Now, when Wilbur slept on a chair, Winnie could see him. And when Wilbur slept on the floor, Winnie could see him. And she could see him when he slept on the bed. But Wilbur was not allowed to sleep on the bed. Winnie came So Winnie put him outside in the grass. Oh no. When Wilbur sat in the grass outside, Winnie couldn't see him, even when his eyes were wide open. And one day when he came hurrying outside, tripped over Wilbur, turned 3 somersaults, 1, 2, 3, and fell into a rose bush. Uh-oh. This time, Winnie was furious. She picked up her magic wand. She waved it 5 times. And what does she say? Abracadabra! Wilbur had a red head, a yellow body, a pink tail, blue whiskers, and 4 purple legs. But his eyes were still green. Now Winnie could see Wilbur when he sat on a chair, and when he lay on the carpet, and when he crawled into the grass, and even when he climbed to the top of the tallest tree. And I don't know if you can see Wilbur's face there, but he's looking very sad. Do you know why he's crawled up to the top of the tree? Wilbur climbed to the top of the tallest tree to hide. He looked ridiculous. Have you ever seen a cat with that many colors? And he knew it. Even the birds were laughing at him. Wilbur was miserable. He stayed at the top of the tree all day and all night. And the next morning, Wilbur was still up the tree. Winnie was worried. She loved Wilbur and she didn't want him to be miserable. Then Winnie had an idea. She waved her magic wand and said, Abracadabra! And Wilbur was a black cat once more. He came down from the tree, purring. Then Winnie waved her wand again and again and again. Abracadabra! Now, instead of a black house, she had a yellow house with a red roof and a red door. The chairs were white with red and white cushions. The carpet was green with pink roses. The bed was blue with pink and white sheets and pink blankets. And the bath was a gleaming white. Now, Winnie can see Wilbur, no matter where he sits. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story about Winnie. Maybe I'll read you another one about her another day. Good night. Sleep tight.